Oh, good choice. You know they're making that into a movie, right?
Really?
Yeah, it's coming out in like March. Where'd he go? I'm coming, Rocky! No, dude, it's coming out on Earth.
Well, as long as you're still here, let's talk about everything we know about the Project Hail Mary movie so far.
Amaze!
I am filming this before the teaser trailer was released to the public, so hopefully before I'm done editing, we get this alleged masterpiece they showed at CinemaCon.
Nope.
But regardless, there's plenty of information and new updates coming out almost every single day that we need to talk about. But if you're as excited for this movie as I am, make sure to subscribe right now so you can follow along as we get new updates. And if you feel so inclined, after subscribing, go watch my other videos and I'll give you 2 jazz hands up. Okay, I realize that's very confusing if you've never read the book.
Fist my bump.
But as for my own personal relationship with this story and movie, I first listened to the audiobook of Project Hail Mary, which if you don't know is the only and best way to read it, about 2 months ago. Little did I know, this book would save me from this 6-year reading slump and help save the creeping notion that no one can be original anymore, and the remakes and sequels are the only stories we'll get from now on till the end of time. Or at least the end of Disney.
Yeah, sure, step aside, kid, we're not.
However, if you ask me if those 2 times are different, it depends if I'm sitting at home or if I'm living my best life in full Disney gear on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Magic Kingdom. But right after I finished reading and picked out the tattoo of Rocky I'm totally getting and pretty much making Project Hail Mary my new personality, I was surprised to find out they're not only making this into a movie, but they just finished filming 2 days before I finished a book. What are the odds? Is this perfect? I think it's perfect. And the excitement didn't stop there, because if you didn't know, Ryan Gosling, one of the most phenomenal drama and comedic actors of all time, is leading the movie as Ryland Grace, our stranded protagonist.
Sublime!
But the perfect casting choices don't just stop there. We also get Sarah Huller from Anatomy of a Fall as Strat, and wait for it, Lily from the AT&T commercials.
Hey, that's pretty good.
But in all seriousness, I do think this will be a contender for some awards, not just because of the phenomenal story and the cast, but the crew and filmmakers working on it as well. But before we get too much into it, let me explain the story of Project Hail Mary without giving away too much so you can understand where I'm coming from and why I'm so excited. The book is about a middle school science teacher, Dr. Ryland Grace, who wakes up with no memory of who or where he is. He's trapped in his own body and in an unknown room he's never seen before. Through some flashes of memory and using the science he somehow knows an abundance of, he discovers he's in a giant spaceship traveling close to the speed of light toward the sun. However, it's not our sun. I won't go too far into the story because I think it's really worth reading and discovering it in real time if you get the opportunity to. But in the trailer, we do get the inciting incident. We see Ryland in the classroom getting visited from Strat for the first time as she recruits him for a long shot mission to save the Earth from an extinction level threat. Our sun is dying and he needs to save it. Ryland goes on to say he puts a knot in an astronaut and he can't even moonwalk, so how could he help? But he's then met with a simple life-altering prompt. The world is counting on you.
It's also important to note a big change from the story. He's going to be recording his thoughts now and his process, which is similar to Mark Watney in The Martian, which makes sense because he's also alone most of the time. So why would he be saying all his thoughts out loud like you can read in the book?
We then get a montage of Ryland alone in space as his beard grows while time passes, somehow supposed to save the world from 12 light years away with no memory how or what this threat even is. But all of a sudden, when Gosling encounters a strange light that resembles a spaceship and receives a message, at the very last moment of the trailer, we see him enter the ship and see 3 fingers. 3 fingers of an alien. Now I will say, it's incredibly hard to judge a trailer that I've never seen. The reviews from creators and journalists that were there speak super highly of this film they didn't even know existed, with almost all of them instantly falling in love with the concept and visuals.
Is this film called Project Hail Mary that I didn't even know about, but after seeing the trailer and knowing more, this might be one of the best films of next year with ease.
The footage is... It might be Gosling's best work, dude. It looks incredible. And I don't say that lightly. This thing looks nuts.
And I mean, can you blame them? Greg Fraser is a cinematographer for Project Hail Mary. You know, the same Greg Fraser that did Dune Part 1 and 2 and The Batman. Not to mention the movie was directed by Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, the same team that gave us the Spider-Verse movies. Not to mention they had to deal with Shameik Moore trying to flirt with Haley Steinfeld in every scene, so if that doesn't prove they're ready for the job, then I don't know what will.
I was very happy to work with Haley.
We also get Drew Goddard, the same screenwriter who adapted The Martian, coming back to adapt this version of Andy Weir's book. Could it get any better?
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
Ryan Gosling even went on to say at the panel, "It's an insanely ambitious story, expansive in scope. Literally, we tried to put it on the TV once. It didn't fit." So look, at this point, we're pretty much filling the tank with hopes and dreams, but I just can't believe we're getting this movie in less than a year. March 20th, 2026. And if you haven't already guessed, I'll be there seeing it in IMAX, like it deserves to be seen. Once the trailer comes out, I'll definitely make at least a short about it, if not a full-length video. And who knows, somehow if I get lucky enough or get enough traction on YouTube, I'll get invited to the premiere, or even do an interview with someone that worked on the film. Or my real goal, to slither my way into the film industry and work on this or their next film.
Oh man, I must have been dreaming.
Come on, someone has to have some nepotism I can borrow, please.
I really gotta stop doing that.
We'll leave it there for today before I go any more insane. But leave your thoughts and ideas down below. Did you love Project Hail Mary like I did? And are you so excited for this movie? Or are you really worried they might mess it up? Because it's possible, sure. I doubt it, but it's possible. If you haven't already, subscribe now and go watch my other videos. I'm sure there's some you're gonna like. You in particular. And as always, thanks for watching.